Happy Hump Day! So, my topic for today is fire ants. Every year since I was born, we have a fire ant issue, and apparently all of our neighbors and everybody that my mom knows whose yard she walks through, she sees fire ants, and they're just horrible. And anything that is safe to use around dogs, my mom and dad have tried. They have bought all kinds of stuff, and it's just not working. And so it became a serious issue for Frank because, like, this chihuahua, I watch where I'm going. Like, if I see one, I'll jump. I mean, like, yeah, it would look kind of funny. Like, Mom will have to, like, maybe tape it. I don't know if I want the public to see because I really make a spectacle of myself. But I jump kind of like a cat that gets surprised, like with their back all up in the air, Mom says. But I don't get bit by fire ants. I see them and woo! Now, Frankie, he walks to the beat of his own drum. He never likes to look like anything gets to him. And so we were out in the backyard running around doing our thing. Mom and Dad were up on the deck, and all of a sudden I hear Daddy go, "Ah, Frankie." And Mom's like, What's he doing?" And Daddy's like, "He's standing in the fire ants." So I went to take a closer look, from afar. And sure enough, well, he wasn't exactly standing. 3 of his legs were on that fire ant mound, and the other leg was lifted. He was kind of like peeing on them. But he wasn't trying to kill them or anything. That's just where he happened to stop and do his thing. And like I said, Frankie, he tends to be oblivious. And he looks up at Dad like, "What? What the hairy cheese and crackers? I'm peeing outside. It's not in the house. I come outside, I do my thing, and now you gotta criticize where I'm going? 14 years I have been in this house, and you were never specific until now. Don't go there? Why? What's the big deal?" Now, to humans, to my mom and dad, what they saw was just little Frankie looking up, squinting because the sun was shining in his eyes, kind of giving a little tiny wag of his tail. But I know that Frank was irritated. He kind of just looked at me and said, "Kid, don't even go there. Humans are whacked. Like, they can never decide exactly what they want. One day it's fine to go potty outside. The next day, you get yelled at for going. So you just watch your step, Chihuahua, because, like, you might be the diva now, but at some point, they're going to find fault with where you go potty, too." So I'll take that into consideration. But about an hour later, Frank's itching. He's itching bad. He itched all night long. And then he was like laying down on the rug and scooting his body all over the place. He's itchy under his armpits too. So initially my mom made up these wipes with some fractionated coconut oil and lavender to soothe Frank's skin and lemongrass to try and deter any more fire ants from going near him because it'll work with like fleas and mosquitoes and other kinds of bugs. Lemongrass will keep them off. But Frank was too far gone. And so today, Mom made up a bath for him. And this is what she did. And I'll show you. Well, I really wanted to do a play-by-play of it, but she would not let me sit up on the counter while Frank was getting his bath. And so, here, she's going to explain how she does it.
So for your fire ant relief, you want to fill up your basin with fairly warm water, not too hot, because you want your dog to be comfortable in there, but you also want them to be able to be in there for about 5 to 7 minutes to soak without it getting uncomfortably cold. And to that pan of water, I've already added 2, but you're going to add a 1/3 tablespoon of baking soda. Doesn't matter what brand it is. You pop it in there, and then you just mix it up with your hand, and your water is ready for your dog. So this was a 1/2 cup of regular oatmeal, not the quick oats, the old-fashioned oats. And I filled up the thing to just about 1 3/4 cups of water after I put the oatmeal in there. I heated it for 2 minutes in the microwave. I let it cool down for about 5 minutes. And now I'm going to pour it into the strainer so that we don't get all this funky stuff in our sink. Hard to do and hold on to the phone. I'm going to get this out, and I'm going to put this down while I press down on it to get all the excess water out so it's all down into that bowl. So all the oatmeal has been pressed and all the liquid was down into this bowl. I poured it into the measuring cup. It gives us just a little bit over 1 cup. You don't have to be super exact with the amounts. If you have a big dog, you'll want to do twice as much. And this should be slightly slimy to touch. That's how you know it's perfect. So I have Frank soaking in this water, and every couple of seconds take the warm water in a cup and I'll put it over him so he doesn't get chilled, because it's 90 some odd degrees outside right now and we have the air conditioning on, so I don't want him cold, and I want to make sure that he gets really well covered and soaked. And I've gotten around his ears and his face. I can't do that and hold the phone at the same time. And after about 5 to 7 minutes, I'll show you what we're going to do, because this does not have to be rinsed out. Little Frankie. So Frankie's been soaking, and now I'm going to take that oatmeal and we're going to pour it on. And there's plenty that I can distribute. It's nice and warm still, but it's not too hot. I'm not going to burn him or anything. And I'm going to distribute this all over his little body. And then we're going to give him just a little rinse with that baking soda water on top of it. And that'll get any of the little tiny remnants that went through the strainer out. And it doesn't matter, that'll brush right off. And he'll soak in this for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And then we'll get him out and we'll dry him and he'll be good to go. Right, Frank? Yeah. Okay, and I should add, because he didn't have any ants themselves on him, I left him in the original baking soda water, and he's all rinsed off now. And I'm going to pull him out, and you don't have to worry, like I said, about getting anything off. You just take the water from the thing and put it up just to make sure all the oatmeal goes through him really, really good. Yeah, that's my baby. There is a dog under here. Huh, Frank? Yeah.
So, after Frank got all dried off, well, down to just slightly damp, then Mom kind of left him be, because he just wants to, like, scurry around the house and fly with toys and finish drying himself on that naturel. And so here he is when he's, like, almost 100% dry. He looks a lot happier now. So hopefully the relief will last Frank until these bites heal up, and if not, he'll be getting another bath every other day or whatever until it's gone. And we're going to cross my paws that Frank will learn that those fire ants are the things that caused his issue, and so when he sees them, he'll be like me and get to go, woo, and jump. And that would be a good thing, because sometimes you gotta be like the Chihuahua and not like the stubborn Frankie brother that I love very much. And Mom and Dad love him too, and we hate seeing him uncomfortable. So if you have any remedies to get rid of fire ants that's safe around dogs and chickens, please let us know. My mom will try anything she says. So, with that said, I'll see you Friday. Have a great day and stay away from fire ants. Bye.